Chris from Text Me out here today with Aaron Tharp, multi-shop owner with Christian Brothers Automotive. How are you doing, Aaron?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, so how many shops do you own franchises?
So I'm into 3 now. So it's been an awesome adventure. It's been a great ride seeing Christian both go from 24 stores back in 2004 when I started to now we're over 200. So I feel like the best part of that is, we're growing because we're able to serve guests well. And I think Text Me is a great addition to that way we serve our guests. So
excellent. And that's what we're here for, to talk a little bit about Text Me. And I think they'll run a fantastic operation. I mean, it's one of the tops when it comes to franchise. They'll get awards all the time for it. So how has Text Me impacted your club operations in your shops?
So Chris, one of the things that we really wanted to try to get really better at was our guest experience. We wanted to create an opportunity where we can reach out and touch our guests in a more efficient way. And so one of the things we felt was kind of holding us back is we spent a lot of time answering update phones and answering just questions that I think our guests wouldn't have if they had a way to just be updated in another way. Another way is, technicians and trying to figure out, which car do I work on, and the guys up front being able to see the process in which a car is being operated and where it's at, where it stands, or where, what vendor did we get it from. And so there was a lot of process time that was taken up trying to answer those questions quickly. And so one of the things that I really feel like Text Me helps us with is that it really kind of eradicates all of that background stuff. And it helps us focus our attention time with our guests, which is really where we want to be. And that's how we plan.
And I would say, that's Christian Brothers' philosophy.
Absolutely.
It is focus on that guest experience and that customer service experience. Yeah. And y'all do a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, and I think what Text Me allows us to do is really ramp up and go from being, a 7 or 8. It allows us to really try to be a 10.
Excellent.
Yeah. So absolutely. It's been tremendous in how it's allowed us to spend that time with our guests that we could do.
What's been What's your favorite part of Text Me? What's the feature that you really appreciate in Text Me?
So for me, hands down, as an owner, wanting to know, how do I drive excellence with my teams? How do I really know what's going on? We always hope, and we can do coaching, and we can do these things in a way where we can base it on our emotions, our feelings, how we think it's doing, or we can actually look at some information to make a guided, conversation with the person. And so one of the things that specifically for me was, those inspections that we do that tells us the health and welfare of a car. Well, we hand those out. We used to do them on paper. Well, now we do it through Text Me through a courtesy inspection. And it actually drives a report to us to tell us, hey, technician A, they do very good at, cooling flushes, power steering flushes, but this technician may not have recommended a transmission flush in a year and a half, and after having a conversation, maybe he just had a thought that, there just wasn't a good idea or whatever it was. And you can coach them through that now because you can see the actual data and whether or not, they're doing it or not. And it's not rather about what gets sold. It's about what gets recommended, because it's about looking at the car, telling everybody what's going on and giving people information that they deserve to have. And so now we're able to actually know for sure we're giving people that information, and we're able to coach around that. So it gives excellence all the way around, that accountability, and that's what we love.
Excellent. So it's that whole old term, you can't manage what you can't measure.
Absolutely, and it does that in spades for sure.
Excellent. And I like your reference to the gut feel. Right, it removes that. Yeah, well, I always do that. Oh, well, you don't always do that. When actually looking at the numbers don't lie a lot of times. They tell the truth.
That's right. They say, feelings change. Well, and that's true with that, because I always assumed my master techs were the ones I didn't have to focus on. It was the general service guys that I really needed to keep dialed in. Well, I became, started to be aware that it was my master guys that I was coaching more because they just developed these habits, and so it's been awesome. I love it.
Excellent. All right, if somebody was thinking about using Text Me, what would be your recommendation for them?
So my recommendation is go all in. You have to, because it gives you too many tools to not use it. I think, I would say it'd be like trying to do something with your arm tied behind your back. Well, this Text Me frees you up to actually work with all the things that we should be able to work with to get a job done. So it just across the board, it helps us with efficiency. One of the things I really love too that I want to touch on is the follow-up with your guests. I mean, the fact that my guests are all receiving a follow-up text message, encouraging them, and my Google reviews are just skyrocketed just from that one simple text message that gets left the day after they get finished with us and they, and, the repair's over. And man, I'm getting so many Google reviews that are authentic and they're great just because Auto Texting delivers on that. So man, it's so good. Just go for it.
Well, right on you for a second, Aaron. Your shops deliver great service. Thanks. So the follow-up is well-deserved, and the Google reviews are well-deserved. I appreciate it. We appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.